Experiment 322 was the 322nd genetic experiment created by Jumbo with Hamster's funding. He was designed to crush his victims' pride and self-confidence with verbal insults. 322 and the other first 624 experiments were deactivated and smuggled to Earth by Jumbo during his mission to capture Experiment 626. All of the experiment pods were released and scattered across the island of Kauai. Lilo and Stitch the series. Experiment 322 was activated off-screen at the Birds of Paradise Hotel, where he managed to impress a crowd of tourists by insulting the tour guide's hair and shirt, earning 322 a round of applause from the crowd. 322 was later chased around town by Gantu, but the former was able to stay ahead by repeatedly insulting Gantu until 322 was soon rescued by Lilo and Stitch. When 322 antagonized Stitch, the latter attempted to beat him up, only to be stopped by Lilo, who considered 322 to be somewhat useful. Lilo then brought 322, whom she named Heckler, to Myrtle's house as revenge, where Heckler insulted Myrtle's hair and glasses, much to Lilo and Stitch's humor. Lilo and Stitch shortly after took Heckler back to their house, where he insulted their dwelling and later both Nani and Jumbo. When Jumbo tried to silence Heckler by stuffing Stitch into his mouth, the latter spat Stitch out and insulted how he tasted, which led to him tussling on the floor. Nani rejected Heckler's presence and requested Lilo to keep him out of sight until after the charity event that Nani was hosting. Later, Lilo and Stitch looked to Heckler for guidance for Pleakley's stand-up comedy at Nani's charity event, and Heckler convinced them to give the audience Rotten Tomatoes to throw at Pleakley's rotten jokes. Although uncertain, Lilo and Stitch took Heckler's advice. At Nani's charity event, Heckler's insults towards the staff caused all of them to quit. When Nani then demanded Lilo to get rid of Heckler, the latter insulted Lilo's voice and nose before attempting to escape. Gantu then barged in for Heckler, but since Nani, Lilo and Stitch were sick of Heckler's verbal abuse, they gladly handed him over. Gantu took Heckler back to his ship, where he prepared to transport the latter to Hamsterville. However, Heckler's insults towards Hamsterville ultimately prompted him to order Gantu to release Heckler. Thus, Heckler returned to Nani's charity event, where he was soon chased by Stitch. While being pursued, Heckler caused massive chaos at the dining tables by kicking and throwing food at people, including Nani. Heckler then threw a rotten tomato at one of Pleakley's bad jokes and went on stage to insult him in front of everyone. At that moment, however, Pleakley and Lilo accepted that Heckler's insults towards them were true, leaving him defeated and sobbing on the stage. After Lilo managed to console Heckler, she found his one true place in a dunk tank, where he provoked people to try and dunk him, especially a vengeful Myrtle. Leroy and Stitch the movie. The first 624 experiments, including Heckler, were rounded up by Leroy and taken to a stadium to be destroyed. However, Lilo, Stitch, Jumbo, Pleakley, Reuben, and Gantu arrived before the experiments could be destroyed. Heckler participated in the following battle between the experiments and the Leroy clones, but it is unknown what he did. The Leroy soon gained the upper hand in the battle, but were defeated when Lilo, Stitch, Reuben, and several other experiments performed the song Aloha Oi, which caused the Leroy army to shut down due to a failsafe mechanism. Special abilities. Heckler is, as his name suggests, a master heckler who can use his verbal insults towards others to even defend himself against enemies. He can speak fluently and is capable of making jokes about people's appearances and/or personality. Weaknesses. Heckler's verbal insults can be defused by accepting that they are true.
I've never heard of that.
Trivia. Heckler was possibly inspired by Don Rickles, a comedian who was known for insulting people for a humorous effect. According to Jumbo, Heckler was programmed to destroy enemies' confidence by mercilessly taunting and humiliating them, and it's one of his best ideas he ever had. Heckler was activated off-screen. Heckler is one of the few known experiences that can speak fluently. The experiment pod container describes Heckler as
undermine enemy morale with verbal abuse.
Heckler is one of the few experiments to not appear in the group photo at the end of Leroy and Stitch. If you enjoyed this video, please smash a like and subscribe to the channel for more Lilo and Stitch videos. And leave a comment down in the comment section with who's your favorite experiment and which one you'd like to see us do next. Till next time, aloha!